Hey guys, wanted to do a little video on a pocket knife or pocket knife slash multi-tool that I carry daily. Um, this is the Victorinox SilverTech Huntsman. I've been carrying this for at least a year, I believe, daily. This does not come out of my pocket. It's not something I rotate with any other item. My pocket knives change pretty much daily. Flashlights I change through, but I always carry this no matter what. Usually always carry this with it, but as you'll notice on my other video that reviewed this is now broken, so it doesn't get carried anymore. I'm going to be ordering a Leatherman squirt to replace that here in the next week or so. Give that a try. But yeah, this always comes in my pocket with that Gerber dime usually and a ferro rod. So it's got plenty of pocket time. I feel I can give a fairly good review on the fit and finish, usefulness, all that kind of stuff. As far as fit and finish, it's a Victorinox. I don't think anybody's really questioning their quality. It's a Swiss Army knife. How can you go wrong with a Swiss Army knife? But I walked into a jewelry store that we have here, and they had a whole selection of Swiss Army, and it was nice. It was a big selection. I'd never seen a silver, a clear acrylic finished silver Swiss Army knife before. I've seen the ones that are actually at aluminum scale and textured, but this is has the same feel as your classic red Swiss Army handle, but as you can see, it has essentially aluminum on the back of the clear finish. Gives it a pretty cool look. Now this has about a year's wear, including other tools rubbing up against it constantly in my pocket, and I'm impressed. It's still at first glance it looks nice and shiny and techy, I guess, hence the SilverTech model name. But again, this is the SilverTech Huntsman. I wasn't sure if the finish would get all yellowed or how it would hold up to daily carry. But I certainly wasn't going to throw a Swiss Army knife in a drawer and leave it there after purchased. And I'm happy. It's come out pretty well. It'll have many years of wear left to be pounded into it, and I'm sure it'll take it like a champ. But let's dive into the knife. Multi-tool, of course, corkscrew. I have used it. We do drink wine on occasion, and I have been caught without a decent corkscrew around, so it comes in handy sometimes. Definitely not daily, but this has this little hook. Now, I apologize. I did not do any searching on the websites for the names of these different tools that might be on here. This hook, I'm not sure what it's intended for, but it reminds me of a crochet hook. I've used it for paracord work. I've used it to get knots out of rope, string, whatever it may be. It's a handy tool. You can get some good leverage on it. So whatever the intended purpose might be, it's obviously a hook. So I find it nice for getting in there and grabbing onto things that I maybe can't get with my fingers for as far as cordage goes. That's handy. This next tool, let's see which side. There we go. All I would know to call that is a reamer. It's cupped and sharpened. It looks like it has a hole for threading something, but again, I probably should have done some research before doing the video, but I just want to give a quick down and dirty overview and review of of this. I have used this actually for punching holes in leather on occasion, whether it be a belt or some leather that I've got a pouch made out of, or whatever the case may be. Has been used before. Handy little tool. I'm probably not using it for the intended purpose, but what else is new? And like most Swiss Army knives that I'm aware of, comes with your little blade, and it's very sharp. Even after a fair bit of use, it's held up quite nicely. I actually tried to close that little blade backwards one time. Didn't work out well for me. Cuts very easily. And you've got your full-size blade. See if you can. There we go. Swiss made, stainless, Victorinox. After that we have a saw, which is actually very sharp and does a really nice job of cutting 1 inch little trees, I guess, or sticks. I don't know that you'd ever be able to resharpen the thing if it was worn down, but it's done pretty well for me. I don't use it often. Obviously, I've got an axe and stuff I would usually take with me camping, but I have used this a couple times and it works quite well. After that, we have your classic Swiss Army scissors. Again, they're quite sharp. Got quite a bit of stuff with them as well. Never have a problem cutting paper. If I'm going to cut string or anything like that, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use one of the blades or my pocket knife. But yeah, as far as cutting a little bit of cardboard or that you want delicately cut and not just torn up, or a piece of paper, some fine work, it works quite well. They're nice and sharp, very handy. Of course, we have bottle opener, flathead screwdriver, and on the other side we have a can opener, and I believe this would be considered a two-dimensional Phillips, is what that's meant to be. Worst case scenario, it's a smaller flathead, but it's fairly sharp on the tip. I think they would intend that to be a two-dimensional Phillips. But and of course the military style can opener. I've used this multiple times. We've got a nice KitchenAid can opener that seized right up. So even though it was a fairly pricey can opener, I still ended up resorting to this because I got fed up with fighting with the tooth and gear on the actual kitchen one. Making some spaghetti one night and opening up some tomatoes, I used this instead of that, and it worked quite well. I'm happy with that. But that's oh, sorry, and of course, toothpick and tweezers. Now, I had mentioned once before the tweezers on this item, and actually the time I had mentioned it, I was comparing them in a video about my Gerber dime. I just happen to have it here, so I can show you the difference. As far as the tweezers go, find the tip on the tweezers from the dime, there we go, to be a fair bit more precise, and it closes tighter. Have a little more leverage on it. I know I'm showing you some fine detail here, and my camera's having a hard time focusing, but yeah, I might not be able to show it to you as much as I'd like to. No. All right, well, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, long and short of it, as much as I like the Victorinox, I wish they would have done the tweezers like Gerber did. The Gerber has the angled tip on it, and it's more precise. They also feel a little more rugged, a little more, you get a little more torque on them. But I digress. Let's get back at it. All right, we'll throw this back in. And of course it has a lanyard hoop, which I've just got a paracord lanyard put on. Yeah, that is the Victorinox SilverTech Huntsman. Rave reviews. I've had no issues with it. I expect to have no issues with it. I expect to hand that down to my kids someday. As with most knives, you would hope that any quality knife is going to last you a lifetime, but usually I think is probably the case with something like a Victorinox. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to put them in the comments below or send me a message, and have a great day.